Hey you guys, welcome back to another video. Hopefully everyone is doing well and your August is off to a great start. Anyhow, you guys, so in this video, we're going to be talking about your single season. Now, you guys, this video isn't going to be for everybody. It really isn't. Um, However, I just felt it was so important that it was on my mind. It's been on my heart to talk about. And I was like, you know what? Let me lean into this. As much as it is uncomfortable, um, I'm going to lean into it. I'm going to lean into it. And talking about the importance of your single season, the importance of knowing your identity, the importance of your purpose, and how it all gets connected to your single season. So, you guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Tracy. I make faith-based content on this channel. Um, if you enjoy these videos, like them, subscribe to the channel, and I hope you'll stick around and something will resonate with you guys. All right, you guys. So, for this particular video, we're talking about single season. So, I like to share a lot of my personal experiences. Um, and I also like to share wisdom that I've learned from the Bible and I also learned from others. So, one of the things that kind of stood out to me was that even in my own walk, and this is just in general in life, my own walk, how I didn't understand the importance, especially when I was younger. I didn't understand the importance of being single. I didn't understand the importance of that time and the season that is necessary for your growth individually and collectively as a whole with others and how you interact with others. Because also I was a person that one of my very first relationships started when I was 15, and that lasted for 7.5 years. And then from that relationship and its ending, went into another relationship soon after that lasted 10 years. And after 10 years, didn't work out. And then I finally found myself, finally, in a season of being single for the first time since I could remember. And I guess since the age of 15. And it was so new to me because now this is going to be 7 years. It was so new to me that I was so uncomfortable. And I didn't even realize just how uncomfortable it was. And I didn't even realize um, the feelings and the emotions and the insecurities um, and the doubts and the questions that you would have. But nonetheless, I also knew that it was very much needed. I knew that the Lord was walking me into certain seasons, and this was the season of being single. This was the season that the Lord finally got my attention, and this was the season that, like I said in one of my the other video, lots of pruning, lots of preparation on my end, um, and it was just crazy the amount of work that was required in this particular season. And one of the things that I have thoroughly, like, really enjoyed in being single is the discovery process. It's in discovering who I am. It's discovering what I like, discovering who God created me to be, and not who God created me to be for somebody else, but who did God create Tracy to be? And this is going to be your challenge as well. When you find yourself in your single season, is to really, really dig deep down and discover who you are. Discover who you are. Discover what you like. Discover what did God say about you. Discover what your purpose is. Discover what it is that you want to set out to do in the world. And it doesn't have to be no big, elaborate thing, but something that's meaningful to you and something that will bring impact to others. And even if it's nothing as grand as that, it could even be just you're a creative person. You want to be more creative. Or you know what? You like charity work. You like volunteering. And so you'll dive into that and doing that. You like working with children. You like working with the elderly. You like working with your hands. Whatever it is. But God created you for something. You, you, your life, who you are, you matter. You matter. And so it's in this discovery process that you get to see who you are, your characteristics, your personality, how you are by yourself, how you are with people. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful journey if you allow yourself that time and space. And it's not to say, because I know we are all hardwired to desire connection, desire companionship, to be accepted. Those feelings will always be there. That is hardwired in each and every single one of us. But I'm going to say this with a big but. We do ourselves a disservice if we do not even allow ourselves the time to truly get to know who we are. If we don't even allow ourselves to discover, go on that journey and discover who God said we are, who God created us to be. Before we even enter into partnerships, before we even enter into friendships, business deals, all sorts of stuff like careers, everything like that. Right? Because also, like, we're born into families and we have no control over that. But even in that family dynamic and system, we each have our own unique roles that we play. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's exactly who God created you to be. There could be something so much more outside of your family dynamic and system and who you're supposed to be in that family unit. So I have identified that single season is that time is that time to really, really connect with yourself, really get to know who God is without distractions. And like I said, it's not to say that those feelings of wanting companionship and all this stuff isn't going to come up. Yeah, they will always be there. They will. But press into this time. And it's one of those things I also had to realize that, um, you don't really know. You don't get control. You don't get to determine how long the season lasts. You may think that you get to decide that. You may think that you get to know. But in surrendering to the entire process, in surrendering to where God is wanting you to focus on, that you don't have the control of. You really, truly don't. And it's not to say that you also won't get tempted to dip out, entertain different things. But once you come back and you really focus on where God has planted you, um, you'll see the benefits. You'll see the benefits. You'll see your growth. You'll see more of who you are. You'll see your strengths, your weaknesses. You'll see the areas where still need some work, still need some work. But the beauty in that also is, just accepting the fact that you may not know when your single season is coming to an end, but make good use of it. Make good use of it. This is your time. Your time. I was going to say to be free, but it's not even to be free. It's your time to really be responsible for yourself, be accountable for your decisions, be mindful of God, and less about other people because, once you get into a dynamic of a relationship, it's a partnership. So you may not always get to do everything that you want to do. Ah, so in that time, you get to really focus in on you. And if you are a person who has enjoyed single season um, in your younger days, then that is a blessing in itself. That is absolutely a blessing. But if you are a person who you now getting to experience this later on in life after a few relationships, then all I can really say to you is just be patient with it. Be patient with yourself. It's not to say another relationship won't appear again. I'm not here to say that at all. But it's really trying to change your perspective, especially if you are down on yourself, especially if you are feeling bad, that you are not in a relationship, that you are not in something that you desire. But really lean into God and ask God, what is this time showing you? What is it that requires your attention in this particular season? How is God using this time to benefit you? How can you be of service in this time to others, to God? What does God want from you? Like, these are all questions that you can ask yourself and sit with it and see where God leads you to. God leads you to. And I'm somebody that, I have 2 kids. And it's during this time that not only did I get to develop my relationship with God, not only did I get to focus on myself, I also became the best parent that I could actually be. The parent that I needed, I was now able to have the time and pour a lot of time, effort, energy, attention, care, love into my kids. And it is something that I am so appreciative of, and I will never forget. I am truly grateful for this time. Like I said, it's not that I'm against relationships. I absolutely am not. But it was a needed time. It was needed for me. It was needed for me just to get back whole again. It was needed for my children to heal, for myself to heal, but it was needed for my children so they can get also time, attention, and love that they needed. And so I look back now and I'm like, oh, all the times where, oh my gosh, that I felt so bad, that I felt so bad. But coming out of it, it's I realize it's a blessing. It is not a curse. Yes, the years are going by, so we are all getting older. I am well aware of that. But also at the same time, I see the beauty and the growth and how much blessing God has poured into not only my life, but the lives of others and my kids and my family. So I'm just going to encourage you, you guys. Don't look so down. Don't look so distraught. Don't feel down on yourself if you are currently walking through a season of singleness. It is okay. It is absolutely okay. Like I said, pour into God, pour into yourself. Discover who you are. Discover who you are. Go back and figure out if there's something that you want to change, if there's something else that you want to do in life. Um, Figure out what else you like. Figure out that unique person that you are. You're not the same who you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe even 20 years ago. But who are you now in this current season? Who has God built you up to be? That's just my little thoughts, you guys. All right. So, you guys, with love, I will see you guys on the next video.